Amen. Say, man, let's thank God for another day, man. Glory to God. Damn. Hey, y'all, I got the hiccups right now, bro. Like, I don't know why, bro. This young random gang, I ain't gonna lie. But, hey, today we reacted to cops. See, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Y'all. It's gonna be a long video, bro. Cops have no idea they're inside his murder shed by Dr. Insanity. This video, 46 minutes, gang. I just gotta practice, bro. I don't got too much to say. We're gonna hop straight into it, man. Let's do that. I ain't gonna lie. Come on. Get y'all snacks, though.
He was in a hurry. And because I guess it was raining, he wanted to get this undercover.
So you weren't here when Dylan came down here?
He's a friend of mine.
Sure. You don't get rid of friends.
Bro, these hiccup's blowing me,
This is Jim Brenner, a farmer living in the remote Utah desert. Police don't know it yet, but he's showing them the exact building where a missing teenager was murdered just days earlier.
That's weird.
19-year-old Dylan Rounds had left his family to go work on his farm, but after being spotted buying supplies at a local shop, he would vanish without a trace. Strangely, no one in the small, quiet town seemed surprised. Apparently, this was not uncommon.
I told that kid to stay the hell out of Montello.
But that whole town, though, it's a crazy place.
Some other guy pointed a gun in my freaking face.
As days stretched into weeks, detectives chased a mounting list of suspects. Thieves, violent criminals, drug dealers, yet from the very beginning,
Utah?
the truth...
Ain't this Utah? Bro, it be crazy people everywhere, bro. That's what I did. The other video we was doing, somebody killed somebody in Nebraska. And he was a Satan worshiper. In Nebraska? I didn't even know people lived in these states, bro. This is new to me.
Violent criminals,
crazy,
drug
man.
dealers, yet from the very beginning, the truth was there, hidden in plain sight by someone nobody suspected.
Join Planet Fitness today and save. Just $1 down, $15 a month.
Offer in.
We gotta be aware of these people, bro. This just getting, hey. You don't seem to be getting no better. Just like these hiccups, this junk crazy. This junk blowing me, bro.
It all began on a quiet evening when police received calls from a concerned family member reporting their son, Dylan Rounds, missing from his farm in Utah. They hadn't heard from him in over 2 days, and when they went to his property to check, there was no sign of him anywhere. A deputy was dispatched to Dylan's farm to meet with his family, but on his way there, he was stopped by a neighbor of Dylan, claiming he might know what happened to him.
He's been hanging out over that bar in Montello, and I could give you some names of some scumbags over there, but he's been shooting his mouth off about how much money he's making. And there's one guy, Chase Ventura. He's over there, and he can do anything he wants. He's been robbing, stealing, and everything, and the Elko County Sheriff won't do anything about it. And if you talk to his mother, she knows more about it, but he run into Chase on the Tacoma Road the other day, and Chase kind of scared him a little bit.
What's your last name again, Jim?
Brenner, Jim Brenner. Well, I'll let you get down there before they disturb the crime scene.
Okay, thank you.
As the conversation ended, Jim Brenner's strange remark about a crime scene left the deputy curious, since no crime was yet confirmed. It was an unsettling comment that would soon become a disturbing reality.
Oh, I smell something. There's something dead in there.
For now, though, the deputy took note of this information and continued towards Dylan's farm to speak with his family.
No guns in there.
No guns in there?
Like he said, he has a 40 that he puts in the door or the side.
Did you just pop the back window?
I broke it out.
At first glance, Dylan's red Ford truck appeared oddly abandoned, bearing signs of minor damage. But what concerned his father the most was that Dylan's guns had mysteriously vanished from the trailer, a detail that was strange on its own. Wanting to learn more about Dylan, the deputy turned to speak with his mother. She had her own troubling information to share about Dylan's recent run-in with a local criminal.
What does he farm for out here?
Himself.
What is he farm for?
Oh, wait.
Grain
Yeah,
or
grain.
grain?
Yeah.
James stopped me when you guys went around. Me was talking to me. He said that you knew something about a run-in he had with a guy named Chase.
Yeah, on Wednesday, but they told me that's normal, so.
I know a lot of the people that he named from Montello are not good people. I only know of them from what people say.
Dylan's mother confirmed her son had, in fact, encountered Chase Venstra recently, the same person Dylan's neighbor had earlier described as a local thief and criminal. Given what the deputy learned so far, it seemed like Dylan might have unknowingly placed himself in danger. At just 19, he purchased 640 acres of land with his grandfather for an estimated $200,000 to $300,000 and built a reputation for his ambitious dreams of...
I'm finna be a farmer. Freak you me. They get paid like that? What? Gang. Let me...
$200,000 to $300,000 and built a reputation for his ambitious dreams of running a huge farm. But according to his neighbor, Dylan's confidence may have made him a target, as he often frequented rough local bars and talked openly about his financial success. After rehashing some more details with Dylan's parents, the neighbor, Jim Brainer, and his close friend, Donald Paitley, arrived to help. Both men knew Dylan well. Jim was living in a trailer near Dylan's farm and occasionally helped him with chores. And Donald was a longtime friend of the family and a supportive mentor to Dylan's farming ambitions. But unbeknownst to everyone at the time, both men knew something more about Dylan's disappearance. Something they weren't ready to share yet.
I did get a few.
Okay.
Last location was 15.4 miles from the boat line tower, which puts him on this back road.
So would that hit him walking? Okay, that's, I know my son, and that's the shortest route to his camp.
If he walked, that road ends right out there. If he walked, he would have come the corner, cut across this field.
But that's his closest cell phone, Pete. Not in town, it's out here.
Mm-hmm. Off of that road. The back road into the compound.
Can we go down to where it is?
Yeah.
What time was that? Does it tell you?
That was at 14:58.
So right after.
So just before 3 o'clock.
Right after you left. So he must have pulled in right behind you. You dropped off the grain truck, and I'm telling you, I bet you he took off walking.
How do you get to that road from? So we don't have to go all the way back to Lucerne Pond and over.
No, I guess okay.
Following this lead, they quickly headed to the shed area to investigate. That's when they discovered the first troubling sign of foul play. Dylan's boots were found stained with blood, discarded about 100 yards south of the shed. The deputy immediately secured the boots to send them off for DNA testing and called another deputy to help search the shed and the surrounding property. However, they had no way of knowing that the biggest clue they were looking for was submerged 20 feet deep in a pond nearby.
There's just some boots out there that they've only been out there for a day or two. You didn't.
They ain't lying about you learn something every day. That's what. So, I knew farmers made money, gang, but like to the point where they could just buy $200,000-$300,000 of land like it ain't nothing, and then freaking ponds being 20. Like, damn, I'm really learning. They ain't like no cap.
There's just some boots out there that they've only been out there for a day or two. You didn't see anybody else around here?
I left here about 1:30, went over to Don's, and I was there until about 9 o'clock at night. And when I come back, that truck was here. It's just one thing after another. But he's a friend of mine.
Sure. You don't get rid of friends. Those two boots out there, they're brand new. Like they've only been out there. They're the same color leather as your boots, and they're the same ones he wears. So we're just curious of why his boots would be out there. Same size he wears. They've only been out there probably for a day or two.
He might have threw them out there.
Yeah, maybe he did. Well, does he know that's a dump out there? He does?
He's got electronics and shit in there. Maybe. Because like I say, he was here. He had to have been here. Brought the truck here.
Yeah. That would make sense.
Based on Jim Brenner's timeline, whatever happened to Dylan likely occurred between 1:30 p.m. and 9 o'clock p.m., the hours when Jim left the shed to visit his friend, Donald Hately. Police quickly verified Brenner's timeline with his friend Donald, who confirms that they had dinner together during that time. With Dylan's exact movements still unclear, deputies requested a helicopter to scout the area from above, looking for any trace of Dylan.
So who owns this right here? That's the guy that he's a partner with. This is where he dropped the grain truck off.
Where's this grain truck?
It's backed into that silver building there.
So the big one.
Yep.
Do you want to go up higher, Mike, or you think good, please?
Do a nice high orbit. You can look at everything with a camera, and then we'll come back down and see if we see anything with her.
After a full sweep of the surrounding area, no sign of Dylan or any indication of where he might have gone was found.
They said he was in the pond, though, right? They don't know that.
In the following days,
They found that man in the year. Damn, that's crazy.
search efforts continued, and Daniel's family,
took 2 years?
alongside local
More than that,
volunteers,
almost
joined
3.
in. But despite their best efforts combing through the area, they too came up empty. Attention soon turned to the local criminal
where's
Chase
Chase, bro?
Venstra. Both Dylan's mother and his neighbor Jim mentioned a recent encounter between the two, making Chase one of the last people to see Dylan alive. Additionally, Chase already had a history of violent run-ins with the law, including a 10-hour armed standoff with police in 2016, and was well known in the area for all the wrong reasons.
Why do y'all let people out? Bro. Y'all gonna take the drug dealer to do meth, cocaine, and heroin. Like, I get he just doing anything. All type of bad drugs, hard drugs. But y'all gonna lock him away from 45 to life, right? About 45 years, right? But y'all gonna take this man who literally crazy as bro. Y'all said he had a... How long he was what? What'd he do?
Run-ins with the law, including a 10-hour armed standoff with police in
10-hour armed standoff. That means... I'm guessing he was shooting at the cops while they was shooting at... Is that what... Am I tripping? He had a gun and they had a gun. 10 hours long, bro. I don't even sleep that long, okay? 10 hours? And then y'all said he was just robbing and thieving and junk, bro. Like, but y'all gonna let people like... Y'all gonna let people like this out of jail, bro. These hiccup's blowing me. Y'all gonna let people like this out of jail. Slow.
And was
slow,
well known
bro.
in the area for all the wrong
on,
reasons. Luckily for police, Chase had an active warrant
Look at him,
related to
he's
domestic
like-
violence. It was their perfect chance to bring him in for questioning. But when officers arrived at the house to arrest him, Chase was nowhere to be found, potentially already on the run from
Of
police.
course he is.
Officers
You
quickly
already know it
began
is.
searching the town, asking if anyone had seen Chase recently. Locals directed them to the Montello Cowboy Bar, a place known to be frequented by Chase. Following this lead, officers headed to check the bar, where they would soon learn that Dylan and Chase's encounter may have been more dangerous than anyone realized. But before we get to that, it's worth noting that incidents like these are not only traumatic for those directly involved, but they can often have the same effects on you when you face difficult situations in your own life. I realized I simply wasn't equipped to manage what I was feeling on my... You can switch anytime, and
Shout out
help
to what?
is a
Better help.
entity.
Like, for now. Wait.
Get 10% off your...
Sorry.
May have turned violent.
We're trying to find a kid named Dylan Rounds.
Oh, I know. We got locals out here looking for him, too. Oh, they went out that way because he was out to loose end.
I was hearing Kurt say something about he had a conversation with that Chase kid.
Yeah, that's who I'm looking for. Where do we find him?
I'm kind of worried about it because if Dylan did walk back from where he left the grain truck and Chase got a hold of him vulnerable, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Walking back, something bad could have happened because there was a bad injury with a kid just out here that got his face smashed in by the butt of a gun, and the whole camper shell was all bashed in and stuff.
Where do we find Chase? Is he from here? Does he live here?
Yeah, he does.
He doesn't.
He's from around here. This is where he hangs out.
Yeah, staying out here, and he was
Where was he staying at?
big thief in town, and so everybody was after him, and they finally told him to get the hell out of town and stay there.
Of course, he came back because he was just seen out here.
The bar owner's recap only further implicated Chase
That's
Venstra,
crazy.
suggesting that a violent confrontation.
She's saying the whole city dang near ain't like him. She said the other lady who not really in the video, she said the whole town was telling him to get the freak on. Can you imagine the whole town aimed at you, like really most hated in your city, like really most wanted gang, like MW really like he was real deal most wanted gang. I ain't gonna lie, that's just crazy.
Of course, he came back because he was just seen out here.
Not cool though.
The bar owner's recap only further implicated Chase Venstra, suggesting that a violent confrontation between Chase and Dylan was more likely than ever. But something else caught the officer's attention when one of the bar owners briefly mentioned another recent incident involving Chase. Sensing there might be more to this, the officer decided to pull her aside for a private conversation. At this point, police still consider Dylan's case a missing person. But what the bar...
Who was the kid who got his face masked in, so y'all can see if that was Chase who did that too, bro.
Detailed next would soon shift this case to one of potential homicide.
Why was Chase and him having an issue, do you know?
So Kurt told me, and I was overhearing part of the conversation, saying that Dylan was just driving down the road and Chase stopped him. And so, hey, got some water. He was like, hey, do you know Kurt? Da, da, da. And I guess they got in an altercation about that because Chase was like, Kurt's an asshole, da, da, da. And Dylan was like, no, he's not. You know, he's a good guy. I work for, do work for him, blah, blah, blah. There was an altercation. Then he went on his way. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken the conversation, that was the same day that he drove the grader, the grainer over to wherever and then whoever was there couldn't give him a ride back, so he possibly walked. That's all I know about the conversation.
How does the kid getting hit with the butt of a gun, does that figure into this at all?
I think it does. I think there is some, because now we're talking violence. Yeah. So this kid let his property go. He stopped making payments on his property because he's so scared. But he woke up to the butt end of a gun into his face. They smashed his camper.
How old was he?
I don't know, 30s. 30s. Has a family, has kids. He's out here, bought land out here, so I'm trying to homestead.
He's not out here.
No, or if we won't imagine. No, he left to let his property go. He's gone.
You know your business better than anyone, right? So why not build an app?
Who was the kid who got hit with the, why?
With this troubling insight, it became clear that Chase Venstra was fully capable of extreme violence. If he attacked someone else recently...
Y'all should have known that, having a 10-hour standoff with the police. I ain't doing that. What? Well, I don't know if they was had a skin color issue. I would have got killed. You feel me? But even if I bro, I'm not trying to have no staying off with the cops for 10 hours. You could tell he was having fun with that Jake. Ain't nobody doing that for bro, no, man.
Venstra was fully capable of extreme violence. If he attacked someone else recently, he easily could have done the same to Dylan. But what no one had realized yet was that police were looking in the wrong direction the whole time, while someone far more dangerous and guilty was hiding right under their noses. The next day, while the search for Chase continued, Dylan's family reached out to police. They were conducting their own investigation and wanted to share new information they'd uncovered. Information suggesting Chase may not have acted alone.
So this is the family? Yes. Okay. So tell me again what you have suspicion to believe right now.
So on 5/25 is when Dylan ran into Chase with the desert and called me right after. He had no shoes on. Dylan wouldn't let him take his phone or give him a ride, but he did allow him to call his dad on speakerphone in Ogden, Utah.
Okay. Dylan allowed Chase.
Dylan allowed Chase to, and then he gave him some coke, and then his dad called Dylan back, and Dylan sent the pin from his phone to where Chase was.
Okay.
So then we fast forward to 5/28, which was Saturday. Dylan was heard from in the morning. He talked to his grandma, and he was going to take the grain truck to the shed to put it in shelter because it was raining.
Okay.
So at this point, we assumed he was walking back across the desert to his camper because he didn't have a ride.
This is in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that out?
Loose end.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So then 5:29, they continued to look for him. 5:30, we all got here to Dylan's last known location on loose end, filed the police report, got search and rescue out. That's the night we found Dylan's boots about 400 yards from where his last known location was, tossed out behind a dirt pile, just out in the desert. So then today we kept searching, and that's when these guys got us the information, about 3 o'clock today? We know that this Robert guy took Chase out to the desert where Dylan is the day Dylan went missing.
The man Dylan's mother mentioned would turn out to be Robert Aviles. He had an active arrest warrant and reportedly gave Chase Venstra a ride to Dylan's place on the day he disappeared. The family also suspected that Chase could be at Robert's house, so finding him became a priority in locating their prime suspect and hopefully Dylan himself. Officers quickly moved to track down Robert Aviles, and their first stop was Robert's residence, where they came into contact with his mother.
I'm singing in
I don't know who that would be.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but I have no idea.
He's supposed to be hanging out with a guy named Chase.
And Robert.
Okay, I don't know. Chase might have an idea, but my son's been homesick. And he's been in bed all day.
Bring him on
and he's been home all night.
Come on.
I don't know. I'm just wondering.
So who's all in your house?
Nobody.
Nobody's in there right now?
No, I thought he was home.
My son is in his trailer.
I called him.
And where's that at?
In the backyard.
In the backyard?
All right, bring him on now.
Well, we're just trying to find him.
And no one came home with him.
That boy finna get arrested.
Came home with him?
No.
Okay. Is Chase here?
No cap.
I don't let Chase on my property after I found him inside my home when I wasn't home.
We were told that
nigga weirdo.
Chase on my property after I found him inside my home when I wasn't home.
I don't know how he got to jail,
there's
gang.
possibly a kidnapping missing kid.
Oh, being here. Yeah, no. You can feel free to look around if
Hostage
you
situation? Like he's not being...
No,
See, that's why we're here, ma'am. I'm not about a car.
Look around if you want to. But there's
Is that
no one
okay?
here
Would be
but my
okay.
son, and he's sleeping.
After speaking with Robert's mother, officers conducted a thorough search of the property, but found no sign of Dylan or Chase. But they soon located Robert inside his trailer, and he was quickly arrested and transported to the police station for questioning. When detectives placed Robert in the interrogation room, they expected resistance and lies, but instead, Robert didn't hold back.
So you said that Chase had taken guns from somebody. Did he admit to you, like, where he got his guns?
No, this is what I thought he got arrested for the first time. What he was in jail for when I came back. I asked Chase that. I was like, hey, man, I heard you got arrested. He's like, nah, that's just all Montello gossip, blah, 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 right? So I'm kind of weary after giving him a ride. I tried to show one of my mom's friends, been out there in the community for a long time. He gave me his scenario. He thinks Chase did it too. Okay? Now, I don't know the time frames because I'm not good with time like I told you guys. I did the best I could by contacting the store lady and asking her what day I gave Chase a ride. You know, because I didn't even know what day I gave Chase a ride. I didn't even know what day the kid came up missing. I didn't even know there was a kid missing until the Nevada.
I ain't gonna lie. He kind of look crazy just because it's like his tattoo's a little weird, but I don't know. He might not be crazy. He might be. What's his? I want to know his warrant though, bro.
Police came knocking on our door wanting to search our residence. You know what I mean? And that's the truth.
Although Robert admitted giving Chase Venstra a ride, he couldn't provide any clear information on Chase's current whereabouts and maintained his innocence throughout the rest of his interview. However, Robert made one thing clear. He believed Chase was involved and might have even killed Dylan.
They working day by day. That's what the cops need to do on every kidnapper, every missing. They need to work day by day. No cold cases, gang. We work until we find this person. He's somewhere on this earth. You hear me? On front of grave, man. They ain't take him to a volcano and throw him in there. You hear me? Oh, bro.
Something strange happened at Dylan's trailer in the Lucin Desert. It seemed someone had quietly returned and tampered with items inside. An officer was quickly sent out to photograph and document the scene, accompanied by Dylan's father, who'd share more details about the troubling discovery.
The shotgun is in a house in Rigby. Okay. That is my grandfather's that I bought, and he has a room up there, and that was the 40. It's not in here. We looked in his camper.
You stealing guns, Chase?
Didn't find it.
You stealing guns?
No key fob for the truck, so I broke the window. The alarm went off. We undid the battery. No key fob. We looked in his camper and all the cupboards and stuff. Looked in the bathroom.
Breaking in the trailer is crazy.
My mother came here. She has real bad arthritis. My sister was here. We were all out searching. She used the bathroom. Dylan had
I ain't gonna lie, could y'all? I'm sorry for pausing it so much, game. Could y'all sleep in the trailer though? Like, I don't know about that, bro. Anybody like, I don't. That just seemed risky, bro. Like, you in a real enclosed space. Like, anybody, like, as soon as somebody knock on your door, you instantly, you feel me? I guess that could be a good thing too, though. But I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I could do that every day, bro. Sleeping in the trailer is kind of crazy.
The seat in here is really nasty. So my sister went in.
That's worse than sleeping in your car, because in your car you can drive away. You feel me? But in the trailer, you just in the trailer. You feel me? Like, I don't know, bro.
Gun. Later, my son and JD came in, and the gun was sitting on a sink. It's outside of the bathroom, but right by the bathroom door where the toilet and the shower is. It's the sink, but it's not in the bathroom. The gun was sitting right there with the clip outside of it. Okay. Sitting there. So my son and JD didn't think much of it. They grabbed the gun, put it in my truck. I didn't think much of it. Oh, they found the gun. I don't know. Then we started realizing that it wasn't there when my sister cleaned the bathroom for my mom to use and all that, and it was there.
This discovery was an alarming indication that someone was actively trying to cover up their involvement in Dylan's disappearance. But his father had one more thing to share. Something about an old confrontation with someone police hadn't yet fully considered in their investigation.
What was Chase's ties to out here? I don't know about Chase. Okay. Hardly any. But the whole town knows him. And that whole town, it's a crazy place. They're just all like, they're all nutty for one thing. Mm-hmm. The only people that I know that really were in contact with Dylan is I hear the Chase guy, I didn't know it. But Don and Jim. Jim was the guy the place you guys were. Okay. Jim came out here and helped. Jim came to Rigby, where I live. I live in Rigby and Idaho Falls area. Dylan bought like 800 pigs or something from the Midwest when the pandemic hit, whatever, the corona. They brought them to my farm and I was pissed. And Jim was there and I unleashed on him, told him to get the hell out of here. He called Dylan and told me he's going to blow my head off. Dylan called me, he got all mad. So when I found out he was going to blow my head off, I had to go see. And he's walking down the lane of the farm with a big old pistol, and my dad calmed him down and calmed me down. Then he came back this winter to my shop to work on that seed truck. Fine, everything was fine, and I realized it's Dylan's friend. I'm not going to worry about this, you know what I mean? I got to bend ties with this now.
According to Dylan's father, there were no further escalations after his confrontation with Jim Brenner at the time. At this point, no one had any real reason to suspect Jim Brenner or Donald Hately. After all, they'd been actively helping the family, joining search and rescue efforts, and fully cooperating with police. However, the confrontation described by Dylan's father was serious enough for the officer to take note of it. After leaving the scene, he passed this information to detectives, prompting a deeper look into Jim Brenner's past, and what detectives uncovered wasn't entirely unexpected. A criminal past including convictions for aggravated assaults and
It was something about him. I wanted to say he was crazy, but he was cooperating. He was with the police, so I ain't know. But it was something about him too, gang.
A
No
criminal
cap. I
past
don't know if it
including
was just me,
convictions
but
for aggravated assault
bro.
and multiple weapons charges, as well as a
Attempted
pre-existing
murder.
federal active warrant for being a restricted person in possession of a firearm. Brenner's violent history and his close proximity to Dylan's farm were enough for detectives to flag him as a person of interest, alongside their primary suspect,
Who is Donald,
Chase
though?
Venstra.
So they let that robber guy off the hook.
The following day, officers moved quickly to serve Brenner's arrest warrant and bring him in for questioning. They soon spotted him casually heading back towards the grain shed with his close friend, Donald
He
Haley.
walking that far.
What can I do for you guys?
Well, we just had a couple things we wanted to talk to you about. We're still trying to figure stuff out, and just have you guys heard or seen anything these days? Anything new?
This trash over here. I know names. I know people. I know and nobody seems to want to listen to me.
I get you a seat.
They're the ones coming over stealing shit.
Are they?
Yeah. Chase Vestra. Chase Vestra and Robert Avilas are the one that robbed Michael Moore up here. But everybody keeps saying that's we need to find Dylan. You need to kick freaking rat's nuts over there open, and people are going to start talking. That's the only way you're going to find out about Dylan.
That's weird. You just said that last time. They already did that. Why you still got the same thing going on? Like, alright? Is you really trying to help find Dylan, or is you just you trying to cover something up, gang? Like something is getting a little weird.
Over
bro.
there open, and people are going to start talking. That's the only way you're going to find out about Dylan.
There's a warrant for your arrest. I'm gonna let you know about it right now.
From Maryland?
So we're gonna pick you up and take you to jail with us.
Oh, God damn it.
So what I want you to do, I know before you tie me, place your hands on your head for me. Interlock your fingers, okay?
Jim pointing fingers at Robert and Chase was understandable, given witness statements and allegations. But Jim's own criminal past and proximity to Dylan made him equally suspicious. Detectives transported him to the police station, planning to use the unrelated warrant charges as an opportunity to question him further about Dylan. Though they didn't expect much new information from Jim, this routine questioning was about to lead to an unexpected breakthrough.
The warrant has been issued, and we're obligated by law to be found in service. I don't know if you realize this, but there's other bigger problems going on over there than this.
I'm here to talk to you about that warrant. You just got brought in on that warrant.
Okay.
We would like to talk to you about the other things that are going on out there.
We've got kids. I understand that fine. I know them better than you do. I work for them.
That's why you're one of the reasons why you're sitting.
Yeah.
Because I know you know him.
Dylan used to go in the bar and been bragging about how much money he's making. Dylan never carried money on him. Bought everything with a credit card. But if he did have $1 in his wallet, he wouldn't give it up. And I think this is a strong arm robbery. Somebody thought they'd see this little 5'5" kid, and they think they figured, we're going to get this guy. We're going to rob this guy. We're going to intimidate him. Dylan don't intimidate him.
With the strong arm robbery, who do you believe did?
Chase and Robert Avilas.
Is there any reason anyone would say you did it?
If I did this, I'd be one sick son of a bitch.
Well, there's got to be somebody that's some sick son of a bitch somewhere. What about Don?
I've known Don for over 2 years, and Don's gone out of his way to help Dylan just like I have.
Hi, I'm JT, and I made Result Hunter, the search.
I don't know the thing about this.
As expected, Jim Brayner's statements remained mostly consistent, and he appeared genuinely convinced Chase Venstra and Robert Aviles had something to do with Dylan's
They
disappearance.
need to find this Chase guy. They need to find this Chase guy.
But Brenner had more details to share. Details about Dylan himself and the dangerous individuals he was attracting.
Another one, Robert Lee, just did 10 years in prison for strong arm robbery. And lo and behold, about 3 weeks ago, a fellow from Salt Lake that bought 10 acres of land over in Montello, 2 guys went into his trailer, beat him up with a pistol, whipped him, robbed him, took his cell phone, and made it so his vehicle wouldn't run. He had to walk into town to call the police. There's a lot of shit going on in Montello.
Is he the one that they talk
That's
about
messed
being
up,
pistol whipped with the butt of a gun? Is that the one? Is that somebody different?
I think it's the same person.
Brenner would go on to mention several other people, mostly convicted criminals from the area who could have had strong motives to rob or even kill Dylan. Clearly, he wasn't exactly narrowing things down for detectives, but at least he appeared fully cooperative. However, in just moments, Brenner would let something slip. Something that would unintentionally place him right at the center of the suspect pool.
Dylan, the shy kid. His world revolves around tractors, farming. I mean, he had a couple guns that his dad gave him, and he had a shotgun, and we found that's up in Rigby. But he always carried that in the back seat. And the pistol they found that, and he was afraid to keep that loaded. He used to keep the gun in the console and keep a loaded magazine. And I told him, I said, Dylan, you either need to learn how to use that thing or put it somewhere. I said, that's going to get you killed. And it was a little late for that, but I was telling his dad that too.
You got carried away and you just turned on yourself, pal. I ain't saying you did it, but how do you know he got killed with that gun? 'Cause they don't know that. That's weird.
You need to learn how to use
That's
that thing or put
weird.
it somewhere. That's going to get you killed. And it was a little late for that, but I was telling his dad that too.
Needless to say, Jim's choice of words wasn't ideal, and this wasn't the first time his statements had raised eyebrows, as he'd previously made a similar remark when Dylan first went missing, speaking about him as if he was already dead. Although several days had passed and the possibility of foul play was growing, detectives still found his comments odd. But with the rest of Brenner's interview yielding nothing new, investigators booked him into jail on his unrelated firearm possession warrant, giving them time to further investigate any possible involvement.
That's weird. Oh, we going down.
Shortly after Jim Brenner was taken into custody, officers finally located Chase and arrested him on his unrelated warrant out of Montana. Detectives wasted no time bringing him in for questioning, but in this first interview, Chase flatly denied any involvement, insisting locals were spreading false rumors to frame him. With no hard evidence, investigators booked him into jail, but with a strategy in mind. They placed him in a cell directly above Jim Brenner, quietly hoping they would interact, and at one point, one of them might talk or slip up. Pretty quickly, this tactic paid off when Chase reached out to detectives for another interview, claiming he knew exactly what happened to Dylan and could solve the entire case.
I came to talk to you.
Cam's called you.
She
They're
actually
trying to
called
tell
me,
on
Ross
each other
called me,
again.
and said that you were looking to talk about with him, talk about Brenner. Was it Brenner and just the case, basically, right?
Yeah, they put me in there. I'm the cell above Brenner. Okay. I've gotten to talk to him. I've talked to other cellmates. I know a lot.
Okay.
I know a lot. I can put this thing to bed for you.
Well, I mean, honestly, to be straightforward with you, I can't do anything about the charges. Me myself, right? They got to be federal, right?
No, they're state.
Oh, I didn't even know that there were any. So
I want them charges dropped, and I'll solve this case for you.
All right. I'm not able to do it, so I just came to talk to you to see if you had something you wanted to tell me.
I've got everything to tell you, but when I'm out of these chains and in my clothes,
well, and that's what I'm saying. I can't make that kind of deal with you, so it's fine if you don't want to.
That's what I want.
That's fine.
I just want to be left alone. We got an ultrasound on my new baby tomorrow. I want to go be there with her. This is her first baby. I'm applying for a job with the state out there.
I hope you get it.
I'm done with this thing. I've been dragged through the mud with this thing with Dylan. I know how it happened, where it happened, when. I know
what was used, where it's at.
Okay.
I put this whole thing to bed for you guys.
Well,
okay.
And I
So he's saying, you feel me? If you get me out of jail, then I'll go tell on him. I'll tell you what happened. So I ain't gonna lie, I really took Robert and Ronald out the case. Like, it's really between Jim now. That's weird too, and that's the first person the cops talked to. Really, it's between Jim and him. One of them two did it. Me personally, I really don't know. I really don't. I don't think it's Robert or Ronald though. I think it was really one of them. I don't even think it was both of them. I think it was one person who did it. I don't know, bro. I think it might have been Chase, because why would he move to Montana? That's a question they need to ask him. Why did you move?
I wish you could, but there's not anything I can offer you.
Yeah, I hate to be that way with you, but I've got to look out for me.
Unfortunately for detectives, their strategy backfired. Now Chase wanted to bargain his freedom in exchange for information he claimed to have. But investigators had little reason to trust Chase, and without an agreement to drop his gun charges, the interview ended without providing any new leads.
Where we going now? Oh my.
On June 28th, exactly a month since Dylan went missing, police were called out after a witness reported finding something suspicious in the desert. A burial site with clear signs of something dead inside.
Oh, I smelled something. Somebody came in and opened it. It wasn't like this. This wasn't here either.
What type of GTA bunker going on?
Okay,
bro?
go ahead and step away.
There's something dead in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he killed it, poor baby. He killed it.
Yeah, so this is the only one that you found, huh? Okay.
Yeah, but it wasn't like this yesterday, though.
Okay.
Somebody came and opened it. Yeah.
So how did it look like?
This was flat. So this was on top, and then there was another wood.
Hey man. So there is a grave, but there appears to be maybe 2 dogs, maybe 2 or 3 dogs.
Yeah, that's not a human.
Yeah, 2 or 3 dogs inside. It looks like it's been here for some time. But the person, the RP is telling me that it didn't look like this yesterday, that somebody had come over and opened it up for some reason. I do have some.
Man, I would have moved out that city. Y'all crazy for being in there. Y'all killing dogs, y'all robbing people, y'all shooting people, y'all stabbing people, y'all. Man, y'all, bro, this Utah, I don't be hearing nothing, bro. I'm telling you, bro, it's crazy people everywhere, and I don't want nothing to do with it. Leave me alone, bro. God knows if I was in that city, I'd be in jail, because I'd be killing there. I wouldn't trust nobody. You gonna give me a ride? I bet. You can do something slippy. Pow! You hear me? Bro, we walking on the road together. You say you finna help me or something. You do something. Pow! I'm like, bro, you can't trust nobody in that city, bro. You gotta be on guard 24/7. You can't trust nobody, bro. Not even your own friends. Obviously, like you got like what? Bro, I'm not lit, bro. Y'all is insane. Like, bro, I don't know, man. Good, bro.
Opened it up for some reason.
Crazy,
I do have some footprints around this too.
The burial site contained dead dogs buried beneath.
Like what?
Not exactly what police were expecting, though it meant there still might be hope for Dylan. Just as the investigation began to settle back into a frustrating standstill, police received a call from someone they knew well. Jim Brainer's close friend, Donald Hately. He'd been around since the early days of the search, helping the family and cooperating with officers, but now, weeks into the investigation, he wanted to speak with investigators.
All these people look like Santa Claus, bro.
He had important information to share, something he'd kept hidden ever since Dylan vanished. Detectives immediately arranged to meet with Donald, where they would finally uncover one of the first truly damning clues in the case.
Oh, I'll tell you something. Okay. I really don't think it has anything to do with anything. You guys found ammunition and stuff with Jones. Yeah. And using white powder and fits in the stick. Yeah. But he figured that would be a reason to poke you or something, Steve, or say or whatever. So he brought his black powder rifles over black collars. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. Where are those? I put one behind my bed, my bedroom, and the other one's laid up in the corner next to the table on the couch. When did he bring them? After Dylan? Oh yeah, definitely after. Why? Basically safety. Rental. Well, last time, they had him in holding for over a year, and when he got out, everything he had was gone. Everything. I can't ask you what's going through Jim's head at that time, but what's going through yours when he brings you his rifles and a 6-gun? Honestly, it looked like he was scared that, he was going to be detained for 6 months or a year and lose everything he had. He said, no, but he had no idea what happened to his horses last time. Okay. All his gun, everything he owned disappeared. So why do you think he's going to get detained, or why does he think he's going to get detained for 6 months? Just because he's a felon and he could be held. Yeah. So he knows he's a felon, he knows he shouldn't have them, and so he... Well, I don't know. According to him, a black powder primitive weapon is not considered firearm. Now, if he'd brought me a firearm, I'd have said no. Okay. So sometime after Dylan, do you remember how long after? I mean, it's only been 3 weeks now. That seems like forever. I wish that kid had just come walking down the road starting to kick his butt. I wish too. But the longer this goes, the less likely that looks. Yeah.
Donald's admission couldn't have come at a worse time for Jim Brainerd. Although Donald explained that Jim hid the guns at his place out of fear of losing them, the timing was deeply suspicious. And for detectives, this was enough to place Brainerd at the center of suspicion alongside Chase Venstra. Following this discovery, the firearms were seized and Jim Brainerd picked up an additional firearm possession charge, keeping him in jail as the investigation continued. But detectives still lacked concrete evidence against anyone, and crucial DNA results from the bloody boots found near the shed were yet to return. It seemed like the case might stall for a while.
How long does that usually take? Damn!
Over a year would pass, with detectives quietly making progress, including crucial DNA results, but still no sign of Dylan himself, and no one held responsible. That is, until December 2023, when investigators got a call that would change everything. Jim Brainerd's cellmate, who'd spent months locked up alongside him, claimed to know exactly what had happened.
I'm surprised they ain't kill each other. What the cops on, bro? I think it was more than that than them just telling on each other. I'm surprised they ain't really go at it, bro. That's just crazy.
Up alongside him, claimed to know exactly what had happened to Dylan. Detectives quickly arranged an interview, expecting another bargaining scenario similar to Chase Venstra's. But what the cellmate would reveal instead was a chilling murder confession.
Mr. Broad, how are you doing, sir? Good, thank you. So they had said that you wanted us to come back, that you had more information? Yeah. Or did you have information before that you just didn't give us all of it? No, I didn't really have a whole lot of information then. Okay. I got plenty of information now.
First lie, you can't trust this man, bro. He just capped to you. He just said that back then he talking about, I'll solve it all. What'd he say? Lay it on the bed. Oh, bro. Come on, gang. Put it to bed for you, gang.
Maybe even keep him cut the deal that he wants to cut the deal with. On his right hand, nobody has noticed he's got a bite mark. Really? He's got a bite from Dylan rounds.
the 22 is what killed Dylan. Two shots.
22?
Yeah, the 22.
Did he tell you that?
Yeah.
The story tell you that?
Like 2 days ago, 3 days ago.
Go through that.
He said it was like 6 o'clock in the morning. He was in there taking shit, and then he heard a diesel truck drive by the place he was staying in. And when he got out there, he had his 45, a gun that he put in a fold-over holster. And Dylan had picked it up off the sawhorses that he'd thrown his stuff all around, moved it up so he could put the truck in the
to the shed. Okay.
Yeah. And Dylan was holding the 45, and he said he got really pissed off at him and started yelling at him and telling him get the fuck out of there. And Dylan took the gun and fired it right beside his ear. That's why he can't hear out of his right side ear. And he said he grabbed for the gun and was fighting for it. He said they ended up on the ground, and Dylan ended up shooting himself in the leg with the 45. And then he said that while they were fighting, the gun got fired like 2 or 3 times. He said there's a bullet hole in the side of the building out there you can see. He said when you guys was out there talking to him and standing in the shed or something, standing out there, he said he was sitting there looking at it. And then he showed me a scar.
It wasn't Robert. It wasn't one of y'all two did it. Either he did it and you actually telling on him, or either you did it and I don't know why you be telling all this information. Jim, it's looking bad.
Too.
It's looking bad, Jim Burner.
Whatever
y'all last
in the
name
gun.
is,
It was trying to keep Dylan from firing it again, but he was clicking, and his whole right hand was damaged at one time.
Okay.
But the bite mark is evident, very seeable, and the body is somewhere right there close by. He said he's seen tire marks over it where you guys have been driving. Somebody's been driving on it.
Did he give you any indication of where?
Hello, I'm 5-time Olympic gold medalist Amy Poehler. I've been asked to talk to you about the new puzzle game, Royal Kingdom.
There's a lot of country out there.
Yeah, he said it's in the high desert.
Did he say that it was close to where he killed him?
Yeah, it's close. It's close somewhere there.
Where he killed him?
He gave like a 25-mile circumference.
He told you all.
Okay, so he heard Dylan drive by in his truck. Dylan had backed the truck into the grain shed.
No, he said the truck was still parked out.
So it wasn't backed in yet.
Yeah, no, it wasn't backed in, and that's when they had the fight. They had the fight and they were going on in there. He said that the round on the gun got turned. He said he heard it turn.
Like it was a revolver?
Yeah, it was a revolver. He said he got to the chance where Dylan had let quit biting him on his wrist. He had latched onto him, and he said he got up and he took off out, and that's when he got to 22. Dylan told him to bring his ass back in there or he was going to shoot the horse. The horse was standing outside.
Into the grain shed?
Yeah.
Talking about? Okay.
The horse was standing out there eating grain out of the back of the truck.
And then, from what you're saying, did he run back to the trailer and get the 22?
He said it was behind the bags, some grain bags. He said he took 3 shots at him and they're all headshots. He said one of them grazed Dylan on the side of the face. He pointed just like this to the side of his face, so it could have been red. I couldn't tell you if it was right side or left side. But then he said 2 more shots and shot Dylan in the head.
And that killed him?
Yeah.
And then what did he do?
Then he said he burned all of his clothes. He said after he took care of everything, he burned all the clothes.
The revelations from Brainer's cellmate were chilling, to say the least. According to him, the argument that ended Dylan's life stemmed from Brainer being irritated with Dylan for repeatedly using the shed he considered his own workspace. After killing Dylan, Brainer attempted to cover up his crime by loading Dylan's body onto a backhoe, burying him deep in a remote stretch of the desert nearby. He then concealed the guns at Donald Hately's place and discarded discarded Dylan's phone in a nearby pond, unaware it had recorded a damning, irrefutable proof of his crime. In addition to this confession, detectives turned back to the bloody boot DNA evidence they received a few months earlier. The state lab report confirms the blood belonged to Dylan, but they also found touch DNA matching Jim Brenner on the boot.
Oh no!
Using this evidence, investigators then secured a search warrant for Brenner's phone, and by analyzing its data, they confirmed his device had traveled toward a nearby pond the day Dylan
Hold on!
After searching the pond, they retrieved Dylan's phone
Hold
containing crucial evidence.
Woo!
A video clearly showing Jim Brenner in a blood-stained shirt
Woo!
cleaning a gun.
Woo!
At this point, there was no longer any doubt. Jim Brenner
Oh,
Dylan
boy,
Rhodes
you
and had been hiding
fried!
in plain sight all.
Boy, you fried! Goofy ass boy, look, I ain't gonna lie to you, look. It seemed weird, right? Because the only evidence he said, he kept saying, he did it. Why did he do it? The reason he was saying he did it, like, I mean, he robbed people, he shot him. No, got nothing to do with him. I'm not saying he shouldn't be in jail too, like, yeah, like his ass he tweaking. Maybe give him a little 15-year sentence, you feel me? Then he can go see his daughter or whatever he talking about, but nigga, you, alright? You stupid.
Along.
You goofy. Now, why he told him this? If he really told, why would you tell this? What?
Despite the overwhelming evidence, Brenner still sought to negotiate. Prosecutors were preparing for an aggravated murder trial, but still lacked Dylan's body, so Brenner offered prosecutors a deal. He would reveal the location of Dylan's body in exchange for reduced charges. In spring of 2024, Brenner guided law enforcement to Dylan's remains in the Lucin Desert. The burial site was several miles from the Greenshed property and was so well hidden that investigators had driven over the spot during earlier searches without noticing it. Inside the grave, they located Dylan's skeletal remains. Only bones and fragments of his clothing survived. On May 15th that same year, Brenner pled guilty to second-degree murder and 2 counts of firearm possession in exchange for dropping charges of desecrating remains and an unrelated aggravated assault case.
No, you pissing me off. Bro, you old as that. You talking about reduced charges. You was gonna get life without parole, gang. Right? Especially for putting the police through all this. They was gonna get on your ass. You already, what, 60-something? No, you might get 40 years. You still won't die in prison. Dumbass. Like, what this nigga?
July 1st,
Bro,
Brenner was sentenced to 1 to 15 years for second-degree murder and 2 additional 1 to 15-year sentences for the firearms charges.
Influencer culture.
You telling me he can get 2 years? Bro, y'all, is you dead? Bro, I can't believe what I just heard. I can't. Bro, that junk made me want to not even like the video, but I know they just telling the facts, bro. It don't got nothing to do with the cops. Y'all telling me he can get 2 years? That's what I'm saying. That town is crazy. I'm never going there again. Y'all are tweaking. Y'all is crazy. Everybody in the town got a warrant on, bro. Talking about 15. That's what I'm. What do you mean? What do you mean? Bro can get the same amount of years for a gun than a murder. That is crazy to me. That is crazy to me, gang. 633 days. And then man pay that. So y'all telling me he can get only 2 years? It took y'all 2 years. It took y'all longer than 2 years to find this man's body. He already been in jail for 2 years. That's what I'm saying, bro. I know it ain't just me, bro. I'm not tweaking. Bro, what? Let this man get out of jail, folks. If I'm Dylan Day, I'm going right back on phone them grade. Cause what? Y'all, bro, y'all is crazy, bro. Like, bro, you telling me? So basically, they've been friends the whole time. What I'm hearing is they got into an argument, and then like because he came up to him demanding something or something like that. Like, nah, bro, that junk weird, bro. That junk weird. 1 year, he can get 1 year for a body. Oh, glory to God, bro. I don't got too much to say, bro. Like, I be trying not to get too, like, irritated with these videos, but it just do be irking my soul. Because I know I always put myself in this situation. Like, nah, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Oh, glory to God, though, bro. I hope y'all have a good day or good night whenever y'all watching this, man. And stay blessed, man. We out, man. Let's do that.